Julian Schutze
and Nicole Smith
from Blood and Iron Martial Arts.
Here today to talk to you about using body voids with Rapier. Now in Rapier, we usually teach you to use the sword to control your opponent's weapon.
It's true, but as we all know, rules are meant to be broken.
Now, if you can learn to move your body, well, they can't hit what's not there.
One of the most basic voids with the Rapier involves completely ignoring your opponent's weapon and simply dipping underneath it. This is sometimes referred to as the Posada Soto, or in English, passing under.
In this void, you'll drop below your opponent's weapon to execute your thrust. There are several different ways you can go about this, depending on which Rapier system you're using.
This tends to work particularly well if your opponent is taller than you, or they tend to thrust really high. Maybe a combination of both.
One of the prettier body voids you can use is sometimes called the inquartata. This one relies on your opponent taking the initiative.
So what you want to do is, as your opponent begins to commit to their attack, you'll want to roll the guard up, take your back foot, and pass it completely behind the front. This allows you to spin the body out of the way while maintaining control of the weapon. Now, don't overdo it, as then you'll have your back completely to your opponent. Generally speaking, it's a good thing to be able to see what's going on, unless you want to completely embarrass them.
Funny thing, one of the counters to this maneuver happens to be the inquartata. Such a pretty way to die. For those of you looking at Thibault's system, there's a simple body void that you can use if they happen to be attacking under your sword.
In Thibault's system, he likes to open with the posture of the straight line. Now, the reason behind this is because geometrically, I'm superior in most of the upper openings. However, since this is so alien to people, they might believe that all the lower openings are a free gimme. This is not always the case, as I can pull my hips back to create additional distance and stab her in the shoulder well before she can stab me. Now, sportively, since there is a blunt on the end of my rapier, I have literally stopped her attack. Martially, the point would have gone through, which could leave the presence of a potential afterblow. Now, all I have to do to avoid that is, while my weapon is still in her arm, I just kick it upwards. This will completely disrupt the structure and keep me safe.
Not to mention completely destroy my shoulder.
It's a win-win.
For you.
Well, yeah. Now, I don't want to put all my eggs into one basket. If she comes in for a particularly deep lunge and I don't feel that pulling my hips back alone will keep me safe, then I have to engage the weapon as well. As she comes in, I pull back, I smash down with the pommel, and it's pretty self-explanatory.
Moving your body to avoid a strike is a pretty universal concept throughout all martial arts.
And I mean, it's simple, right? Just move your body out of the way. We all know it's not that easy. Timing, circumstances, experience, it all takes part in being able to pull these off successfully.
Moving into your opponent's attack or ignoring their blade altogether is not without its risk. But with careful practice, your success will be worth the effort.
And, I mean, let's be honest, it is pretty cool.
But remember, if you're not going to put in the training, you're not going to get the result.